another film about the pandemic, but would this one finally be one that I would enjoy? Well, let's find out right now. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today. As today we're going to be reviewing the film The End of Us, which made its world premiere at South by Southwest. Now, the synopsis of this film is after a savage breakup, two exes must continue living together when California issues its stay-at-home order of COVID-19. Now they try to move on without moving out. There's so much I got to talk about with that. But there's something super important I must talk about before I go any further. I got to give my hats off to the crew that got this done. It was a crew of 5 people that legitimately got this project done. And they got this done during the pandemic, which is already just a mind-blowing thing. So you got 5 people getting the film done, but doing it during the pandemic, it's just amazing. And then getting their premiere at South by Southwest, I mean, how much better does it get? I think for a fact, like when you look at the credits, like your eyes aren't deceiving you. You will see people wearing multiple hats, and that's truly just the hard work that this crew put into getting this done. And majority of this film was shot in 2 weeks, which is phenomenal. They legitimately, they give hope to any filmmaker out there that don't think you can get it done. Like they defied all the rules, all the limitations of really reaching your goal and your dream. They absolutely did it. And the other cool thing is that while, you know, this film was scripted, there was parts of it that was a mix of them improvising as well too, which just shows you about the chemistry amongst the crew. So, you know, which it's kind of funny, but I will bring it up. But the cast member, Ben Coleman, who was just recently going through a breakup in the pandemic, I know, right? And then they decide to move him and the rest of the crew into an Airbnb and get this done. So, like, legitimately, Ben's trauma of having a breakup during the pandemic, having to stay with his ex, that trauma was the motivation as to getting this film done. But also, too, Ben, along with his co-star Allie, have amazing chemistry together, which really brings this romantic comedy to life. But it's funny because, like, you can tell that a lot of this film was really driven about the idea of what Ben was going through, because like Nick, who is a out of work actor, and then his girlfriend is who they consider a type A girlfriend, Leah. They're in the middle of a breakup, and it's obviously timed poorly, because now that the stay-at-home order is in effect, they essentially become roommates. And if anybody knows anything, like, because this is definitely very familiar for Ben, and I'm sure he'll vouch, but if anybody knows anything, roommating with an ex is never a good idea, and it's definitely is displayed in this as well too. But at the same time too, Leah, while this progresses on, she has this secret courtship with one of her coworkers, and Nick really realizes that, like, he's made some mistakes as far as their relationship in the past. I mean, it's the old classic, when a guy feels threatened, he steps up his game. But whatever. This is a romantic dysfunction, and it's truly the story of lovers that become roommates. Just the taste of the romantic dysfunction, shall I say. But I also think too, like, wow, nothing about the pandemic was comical. It was a really rough time for a lot of us, either dealing with mental health issues or just health issues, losing family members, big changes in life. I thought that this film did a good job in highlighting the really small things that were really some of the bright spots during it. Because, you know, going back, you know, down memory lane, down in nostalgia of like the lack of information and knowledge we actually had about the pandemic and how we were kind of like catering to some of this misinformation is like laughable now. And then like the awkwardness of like being social and social distancing, like how they played towards that as well. And then like how we were ignorantly fooled to think that this was all going to be over with last summer once things got warmer. Like, they took moments like that and really made this a really like they took all of everything that was happening with the pandemic that was obviously down and depressing and really made some bright spots out of it. So, that's something I appreciate as a viewer, because like the pandemic we're still going through it, and it was definitely hard for a lot of us. And the fact that they were able to bring some good out of it, I thought that was really good. And again, I just think that this caters back to Ben and Allie's chemistry on screen. They really work well together. They really had some really good on-scene moments. There was a scene of them dancing, just having fun and drinking wine and stuff like that. That's really heartfelt. That I think a lot of people will resonate, because it's like you just kind of creating your own fun in a situation where like you never really had a predicament that you never found yourself in, where you're like, hey, we can't go out, so how do we make fun out of it? And like kind of channeling through them was a really uplifting moment. But again, like, this was a very fun film. This did exactly what Lockdown did not do for me that was on HBO Max. This film was more or less my expectation of what I thought a lockdown / pandemic / quarantine film would be. And I thought that this film was filled with good energy, told a good story. The cast definitely hats off to them to getting this done. This is an impossible job, came true. And I will be super curious to know where this film will go next. I will be on board for a sequel. So, anywho, yes, this film, folks, again, The End of Us, it just made its premiere at South by Southwest 2021. I think this is a film that you definitely check out for if you're just looking for something to just watch on a good Friday night, staying in the house, maybe a date night or whatnot. I think this would be a good film to really cater to that type of to that type of setting. And if not, if you're just looking for just a really good film, and obviously the story of how this film got done and the effort getting done, and them making Ben's trauma to a film, then yeah, definitely check it out and support them. Again, hats off to them. But anyway, folks, thank you for watching my review, and I'll catch you all for more reviews very soon.